Welcome everyone to the PlayStation State of Play June 2026 recap table with your boy Geek Gamer Top. Today we're tearing into the biggest moments from the June 2026 State of Play, a show so loaded it felt like a multi-course dinner cooked by the gods. We're going to carve into the brutal new gameplay for Marvel's Wolverine, break down the insane reveal of a new Marvel fighting game, and then try to process how a new God of War just redefined the entire franchise. And for dessert, we'll explain why this one presentation proves PlayStation has already won the generation. Let's get into it. Sony's June State of Play wasn't a showcase, it was a declaration of war. They didn't just invite us to a presentation, they laid out a feast. And a couple of the main courses have changed everything. PlayStation didn't just make announcements, it served a meal that will go down in gaming history. Alright, let's start with the appetizer that was really a main course. After years of radio silence, Insomniac Games finally unleashed Marvel's Wolverine, and they did it with a long, uncut gameplay demo that just shattered every expectation. This wasn't some cinematic trailer, this was the real thing. They opened the entire show with it, which is just pure, uncut confidence right there. First, we have to talk about the combat. PlayStation promised a look at Logan's brutal and relentless combat, and honestly, they undersold it. The best way I can describe it is if you took the fluid traversal from Insomniac's Spider-Man and smashed it together with the raw, bone-snapping impact of Mortal Kombat. Logan moves with a wild, animal grace, but when he connects, it's just devastating. Those claws are not for show. They're instruments of pure carnage, and the game is not afraid to show you the bloody results. But it's the new mechanics that really show off Insomniac's genius. We saw a rage meter building up in the corner. As Logan takes and deals damage, it fills up, unlocking more savage attacks. The coolest part, though, is the healing factor. It's not just passive. You can trigger it manually, forcing Logan to take a knee to recover. But it leaves you totally vulnerable. It's a brilliant risk-reward system that forces you to be smart, not just mindless. And the Rage Tier 3 mode, my god. Activating it sends Logan into a full-on berserker fury. And the whole art style shifts to the stark, violent, black, white, and red look, inspired by the Black, White, and Blood comics. It's an absolutely terrifying and beautiful transition. The mission they showed had Logan rescuing mutants from the Reavers, but the biggest twist was his client, Bolivar Trask. The story implications of that are just staggering. During the gameplay, Jean Grey was providing psychic backup, and the trailer afterwards gave us clean looks at Mystique and a horrifyingly huge Sabretooth. This is a deep, dark take on the X-Men universe. And Insomniac saved the best for last. Marvel's Wolverine is launching exclusively on PlayStation 5 on September 15th, 2026. This isn't some far-off dream anymore. It's a bloody, brutal reality, and it proves Insomniac is giving us the mature, unflinching Wolverine we've always wanted. Just when we were getting our breath back, PlayStation dropped a surprise dish that wasn't even on the menu. A brand new Marvel fighting game, Marvel Tōkon, Fighting Souls. And fam, we finally have our 4th DLC team. And the main course was the reveal of the game's main villains, the Knights of Doom, led by Dr. Doom himself. This team is made up of Magneto, the Green Goblin, and Carnage. That is an absolutely unhinged, gloriously evil lineup. It shows that this game is diving into the darker, more powerful side of the Marvel Universe. Seeing Arxis' take on Doom's projectiles, Magneto's controlling the stage, and Carnage's chaotic morphing attacks was just wow! And the cackling of the Green Goblin, my fuck! It's such an unexpected twist, framing the whole game around a cabal of villains instead of just another hero versus hero tournament. The story potential is off the charts, and we have 4 out of the 5 DLC teams completed. Who will join Robbie Reyes' team? Calls are growing for Nico Minoru and Blade to join the 5th team. This could be the perfect foil to the Knights of Doom. This game feels like the spiritual successor to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that we've all been begging for, but with a thematic focus that makes it feel brand new. And the best part? We don't have to wait. Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls hits PlayStation 5 and PC on August 6, 2026. That's just 2 months away. Before we move on, hit me in the comments. Who would be your dream Marvel fighting game roster? Drop your top 4 below. Okay, after those 2 absolute bombshells, the state of play moved on to a delicious spread of side dishes that beautifully filled out PlayStation's calendar. First, Capcom brought back a legend with Onimusha, Way of the Sword. This isn't a remaster, it's a full-blown, from the ground up reimagining. The trailer showed off this breathtaking feudal Japan, and the combat looks so fluid and responsive. And in a total boss move, Capcom Shadow dropped a demo on the PlayStation Store that's available right now. Then, we got a gorgeous new story trailer for Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis. This reimagining of the 1996 original just keeps looking better and better. And the trailer gave us a deep dive into its stunning underwater sections and puzzle-filled tombs. They finally gave us a date. Lara Croft makes her return on February 12, 2027. Next was Funcom's Dune Awakening. We finally got confirmation that the survival MMO is coming to PlayStation 5, and it's launching way sooner than expected on September 22nd, 2026. The biggest news though was the reveal of a completely new, fully playable single-player campaign. So even if you don't want the online stuff, you can still lose yourself on Arxis. After that, it was just a rapid-fire series of wins. We saw Rayman Legends Retold, a beautiful 2.5 reimagining of the platform classic. We got the surprise announcement of Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered, which is sure to make longtime fans very happy. And we got a look at Season 2 of Bungie's extraction shooter, Marathon, which went live right after the show, of course, with the expected launch day server hiccups. It was just a dense, satisfying rush of updates that proves the PS5 is stacked for the next year and a half. But every legend meal saves the best for last. For dessert, Santa Monica Studios served a course so bold and so unexpected it changed how we saw the entire banquet. We all thought we knew what was coming, but nobody could have predicted this. The final reveal was God of War Laufey. Yes, you heard me right. The main character is Faye, Laufey the Just. We are playing as Kratos' wife, in a story set long before she ever met him. And this wasn't just a title card. They showed almost 20 minutes of raw gameplay. Faye is a completely different kind of warrior. Her combat is all about agile, axe throwing, powerful nature magic, and runic abilities that let her reshape the battlefield. The setting is just as shocking. The game takes place in a realm outside of the 9 realms, a cosmic afterlife for gods called the Everyone. And this is where Santa Monica Studio blew the doors clean off. In this realm, Faye wasn't just fighting Norse creatures. We saw her battle gods from completely different mythologies, including the Egyptian lioness goddess Sekhmet and the Mongolian war god Bekest. The series isn't just hopping between mythologies anymore. It's building a crossroads where all myths can collide. Then there's the companion. In a move of pure, beautiful insanity, Faye is joined by a talking, gelatinous cube named Fernac, who is voiced by Jack Quaid. Fernac is your codex, your comic relief, and even a gameplay mechanic, as he morphs his body to help you solve puzzles. It is the weirdest, most wonderful idea, and it shows the studio isn't afraid to get strange. God of War Laufey is a prequel that feels like a revolution, a game that honors the past while building a future we never even knew we wanted. So the plates are cleared. What does it all mean? Why was this one show so important? Because I think this is the moment PlayStation just locked up the generation. This state of play wasn't just a random list of games. It was a masterclass in strategy. Think about it. They opened up with Wolverine, a massive, confident, first-party gameplay reveal from a studio everyone trusts. It was a promise of more high-quality, mature, single-player epics. Then they hit us with Marvel Tōkon, a huge surprise that locks down the fighting game community and proves they can secure the biggest third-party deals. Then they followed that with a non-stop barrage of release dates and demos for games like Onimusha, Tomb Raider, and Dune, completely silencing anyone who says the PS5 has no games coming. They filled out their schedule for the next 18 months in one presentation. And then, the final blow, God of War Laufey. They took their most sacred franchise and instead of playing it safe, they took a huge creative risk that nobody saw coming. It was a statement that their biggest studios aren't just resting on their past successes. They're pushing boundaries and redefining what their own flagship titles can even be. And let's talk about the timing. This presentation wasn't in a vacuum. It landed just days before the big Summer Game Fest showcase on Friday, June 5th. Sony has deliberately set an impossibly high bar for everyone else to clear. They've dominated the conversation and set the entire narrative for the start of the summer gaming season. It's a power move that sets the groundwork and puts immense pressure on all the other showcases to even come close to this level of excitement. That combination of guaranteed AAA quality, genuine shock and awe, a packed release schedule, and fearless creativity, that's an unbeatable strategy. Sony didn't just show us games, they showed us a vision. And that's why the state of play was more than a meal. It was a feast that I think solidifies PlayStation's lead for years. They served something for everybody and proved that their kitchen is turning out the most exciting, daring, and polished games in the business. But hey, that's just my take. What was your favorite part of the show? Was it Wolverine's brutal combat, the reveal of the Knights of Doom, Or are you ready to explore the everywhere with Faye and a talking cube? Let me know your whole menu in the comments below. As always fam, thank you for enjoying the cooked meal that was the PlayStation State of Play June 2026 recap. So fam, thank you for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some games. See y'all in the next one. Danko!